Hello again. Now, as we go through into Friday, we are going to have some heavy rain and strong winds affecting particularly central and southern parts of England and Wales. But first, I wanted to touch on the temperature contrast currently across the country. Whilst it's very mild across southern areas, much colder air across northern parts, Arctic air pushing its way southwards. And actually, as we go through this weekend into next week, that colder air is going to spread its way across all parts of the country. But let's talk about cloudier, a deep area of low pressure to the southwest of us. It was named by the Spanish Met Service, but nonetheless we're seeing the influence of it as we go through into Friday. Heavy rain and some strong winds, like I say, across central and southern parts of England and Wales in particular. It does hit against the high pressure towards the north of the UK, and so those fronts don't make too much progress across the whole country before easing and clearing away towards the east as we go through Saturday. Back to the here and now though, and a bit of a damp picture across parts of northern England, southern Scotland and Northern Ireland, and then more rain coming in from the south across England and Wales. Initially a band of rain, quite a narrow one, but then more widespread rain developing as we go through the early hours of tomorrow morning. So for many it is going to be unsettled, cloudy, wet and windy as we go into the start of the day on Friday. A different story though across much of Scotland, particularly the northern two-thirds. Clearer skies here, albeit with a few showers pushing through, but with that Arctic air across these parts, well, temperatures are going to plummet several degrees below freezing, so a bit of frost quite likely, and watch out for a few icy patches, and also some of these showers could be falling as sleet or snow. A milder story across the rest of the UK, but feeling pretty unpleasant tomorrow morning because of the cloud, the rain and the wind. More wet weather to come as we go through the day. Really a wet picture across much of Wales, the Midlands, East Anglia, and spells of heavier rain as well, pushing into southern parts at times too. It is gradually going to make its way northwards, but it doesn't push especially far. So actually the far north of England, Northern Ireland and much of Scotland avoiding their heaviest, more persistent rain, just seeing a few showers pushing through at times, and actually across parts of the southeast turning a little bit drier and clearer later on. Now, we do have a number of warnings out. The first one we'll look at is the rainfall. Let's see our 24-hour rainfall totals as we go through Friday. You can see they're really pepping up, particularly across parts of southeast Wales. 100 to 150 millimetres of rain possible over the higher ground here, and further heavy rain likely across parts of the Midlands towards East Anglia, which is why it's here where we have amber warnings out. There are two of them. One that spreads from parts of central Wales eastwards across the Midlands into East Anglia, and another one across parts of southeast Wales, and it's in that area where we have the chance of getting in excess of 100 millimetres of rain. Also a larger yellow warning area, which covers for the fact that there could well be some further impacts here as a result of the very wet weather, so the chance of some localised flooding and travel disruption, especially when you factor in those strong winds. The combinations of the wet and windy weather does mean it's going to be particularly treacherous on the roads. The strongest winds, or at least the most impactful winds, likely to be across parts of northwest Wales and northwest England, particularly as we go through midday until midnight on Friday. We're talking gusts of 60, 70 miles per hour, so that would just add to the very difficult conditions out there. As we go through, well, temperature-wise, like I say, it is still mild in the south. Temperatures getting into the mid-teens across some far southern parts. Much colder further north, and always under that cloud and rain, feeling, well, pretty unpleasant. So those temperatures are relatively academic. The rain does continue to edge a bit further northwards as we go through Friday evening, breaking up a little bit. Nonetheless, still some heavier bursts. It does push into parts of Northern Ireland, but it is easing as it goes. Clearer skies developing across parts of the south, and this could allow for some murkiness to develop as we go through early hours on Saturday morning. Also clear skies across parts of Scotland, and here once more temperatures in some rural spots could drop low enough for a touch of frost, but further south that bit milder. And then Saturday, yes, a murky start across some southern parts, bit of mist, bit of fog, some low cloud here and there, and a bit cloudy in places, a few outbreaks of rain, but nothing on the scale of what we're going to see through Friday as a result of Storm Claudia. Best of the sunshine will be across central and western, northwestern parts of Scotland, where it should be largely fine and a good deal of sunshine. It's still a chilly feel here, and actually elsewhere that colder air starting to plunge a bit further southwards, so temperatures a little bit lower than they have been of late, and with a lot of cloud around, not feeling especially warm at all. As we go through later on into the weekend, well, we are going to see that colder air making its way further southwards. But with that, some brighter weather for many places on Sunday. Looks like the drier day of the weekend for sure, even though Saturday is just a bit damp, not especially wet. And then by Monday, whilst there could be a few showers here and there, coastal parts towards the east in particular, for many it's looking largely dry and bright. But as I mentioned, that colder air moving its way through, and so temperatures really dropping. It is going to feel chilly both by day and by night as we go into next week. For more information about what we can expect through this weekend, well, check out Alex Deacon's weekend forecast with all the information you may need. Bye-bye.